over to Cassie.
My name is Cassie. I was a student in the Python for Analytics class this semester. And so during this course, you do learn Python coding language, obviously. We were able to look at a lot of different data sets. So we did look at opioid data, different VA data, and actual healthcare data. And we were able to manipulate that and learn the ways that it is approached and the different ways that people decide how it should be analyzed, because at the moment big data is growing really rapidly, and there's so much that people don't really know what to do with it once they do get it, or they don't know how to go about asking the question that they're interested in. So we were able to explore how that's done while also exploring how to use Python, which is all coding, so it's more black screen than we're normally used to when you use something like Excel. So we did learn how to make visuals with it though as well, which you can see I put on the slide here. That's an example of the visual I made for my final project. And then we also did focus on other aspects of pharmacy that we don't get to learn about a lot in a lot of our other classes, that focus more on how data is used in pharmacy and different avenues and careers you can take during or with using these kind of skills. So it's not the normal pharmacy you think of where you counsel and you do rounds and normal things that we normally see. So if you continue to the next slide also, Dr. Patel really did help us out with this by getting other presenters and guest speakers to come talk to us about their different jobs. So here are some examples of that. And it was really neat to see how using what we were learning is actually applied in the real world and being able to make that bigger picture connection.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Cassie, for sharing. And to the note on the guest speakers, we do have some of those recorded and available on our Innovation Lab YouTube site, but that lab channel is available just directly on our website. So you can visit our website and then find the YouTube link associated with it. I'll pause for a second to invite any comments here in the chat, but I'll also ask Cassie what the biggest reframing in regards to data the course offered. We talk a lot about different kinds of data, where it comes from, challenges in working with it, trying to draw a conclusion from it. What do you think was the biggest shift in either perception or an assumption you had when working with data or when using tools like Python?
So the biggest shift is definitely in the way you think about data. So I feel like in pharmacy, you see a lot of data like all the time. You see a lot of statistics on different things. So like for the COVID vaccine, for example, but you never really think about how that's done and how they look at all the reports they get. So like, for example, like all the people they had to have in the clinical trials, you don't really think about how people look at that data, but this gives us a chance to look at how that actually might be approached in real life and the work that goes into it. It's not just multiplying and dividing, which we kind of tend to think about when we just look at more simple statistics, like the way we learn it just basically.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Cassie. And I'll certainly invite you to come back after our next speaker, if that's all right, just to share a little bit on your project as well.
Sure. My project course, and I worked on my Etsy shop, and I just threw the link in the chat there. So I was working on getting more views and getting my work out there more than I previously had. And I agree with what was said that, it's a nice break to be able to take like 20 minutes of your day for a little passion project. And even just, a break from work, a break from school, a break from anything. So I really enjoyed this class, and I think it's really beneficial to be able to be reminded that not everything is pharmacy, even though it seems like that right now.
Thanks, Cassie. And
Yep,
I want to pull and say thank you for sharing that link in the chat and here shared with everyone. To the point of what it means to find skills outside of the classroom that might translate into the classroom. Can you share anything in regards to what you'd learned skill-wise that might translate or that surprised you and how they translate from your project and your work on your shop to what you might be doing in an academic or data-oriented environment.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely data oriented. Obviously, we deal with data all the time. Um, and like you said, it helps us reframe and definitely just being able to do a side project too, even like with the other innovations classes, it really helps you focus on something you're really interested in. You learn how to look for things to solve a problem that maybe you didn't think of as a problem before, but if you're able to help someone else with it too, then you're able to pass on what you learned, like even taking 20 minutes or say it's more than 20 minutes to study and just cutting out a chunk of time and learning how to manage your time when you do work on a side project to translate that to managing time for class or for work, everything in your life. So